From First Congregational, why don't you wait till the end here, but is there anybody else who is here who's not on the list? Just want to make sure. Bruce, okay.
At the bottom, I'd like to make a statement for Mama
Okay.
Madison.
Great. Okay, Julie, you want to come up? Julie De La Terra. Can't have a better earth-saving name than that one. Sorry, I didn't introduce your group. So from Sacred Water, Sacred Land.
Get up next to the mic. My name is Julie De La Terre, and I'm part of a group of people called the Sacred Water, Sacred Land, and we support the Alliance to Ban Frac Sand Mining and support actions to heal the planet and address climate chaos. Sacred Water, Sacred Land provides education and outreach to individuals and communities to enable tools for healing the earth and opportunities for the imagination and co-creation of a society based on renewable energy, healthy ecologies, and social justice. Beginning June 9th, we will be walking the route of the Enbridge pipeline corridor to raise awareness about the destructive tar sands and fracking. As a graduate of the UW-Madison Gaylord Nelson Institute, I have a firm knowledge of the climate change impacts and what we need to do to preserve the life-giving forces of Mother Earth. Frac sand mining produces the sand used in fracking for oil and gas in over 30 states, and it's shipped all over the world. Fracking destroys the land, pollutes the groundwater, and has been tied to earthquake activity. It may surprise you, but the frac sand and fracking industry has been subsidized by us, with the massive amounts of money allocated as a result of Ronald Reagan's policies beginning in the 1980s. How does our system support this industry? First, fracking was given a green light when in 2005 it was exempted from the Clean Water Act. And coincidentally, we saw the beginning of the frac sand industry expansion right here in Wisconsin. That was called the Halliburton loophole. Federal subsidies to the fossil fuel industries help keep the destructive energy source alive, with tax breaks for far outpacing funding to support and develop renewables. Let's not forget the global finances of the frac sand and fracking industry. I'm sure you've all recognized BMO Bank, BMO Harris. It seems they're in every town now. Well, BMO Capital Investments is the #1 economic driver of mining interests in North America and a global player. So if you bank at BMO Harris, you may be indirectly supporting frac sand mining. And state governments and agencies also grease the wheels of the frac sand industry. Recently in Wisconsin, a health impact assessment was produced through the Institute for Wisconsin Health Initiatives. It stated in its executive summary that the greatest risk from frac sand mining was anxiety for those living near a mine. Come on, give me a break. This report didn't address silicosis from frac sand dust, water quality threats, or any of the effects this industry has on communities. As far as I can see it, it's pure propaganda and gleaned from industry rhetoric. So understand, there are many faces to the frac sand Medusa. A monster born from federal subsidies, the Halliburton loophole, money from mega banks, international trade deals, and mega climate chaos deniers, and federal and state agencies. But we're the people that will make the change. We will ban frac sand mining, stop the pipelines filled with fracked oil, and preserve the land and heal the planet. We can and we will if we stick together and work for the common good. There are communities all over the world sharing our struggle and making a difference right now. Sacred water, sacred land.
Thank you so much. God, the power of these talks are just great. We're recording these, so these are going to be available to other groups if you want them. Just thank you so much. Let's see, we've got Forrest Jonke up from the Crawford County Stewardship Alliance next, and then Linda Riddle from Families Against Energy Extraction after that. So welcome.
Yeah, as he said, I'm Forrest Jonke from Crawford Stewardship Project, and we're happy to be a part of the Alliance and honored to support the goal of addressing climate change and banning the frac sand industry in this area. So if we look at what it is that we value and how it is that we can protect ourselves and what we value for ourselves and for future generations, we're blessed in this area with an abundance of fresh air, clean water, and rich soil teeming with life. However, if we're not cautious about how our region develops, these blessings are not guaranteed. Extractive and polluting industries like frac sand mining here in the Driftless must be faced by a united community with a clear vision for better alternatives. Now is the time to build a vibrant local economy that does not deplete the land, water, and people that it is based on. These productive and regenerative solutions will arise naturally if we let them, but if this becomes an industrial mining area, we may miss our opportunity, damage existing businesses, and continue to feel the effects of short-term boom and bust industries. And we've already seen this industry boom and bust once. All this is given additional urgency by our rapidly shifting climate. Ask any grazer and they'll tell you about our summer slump, the drought in the middle of July. Or in 2007 and 2008, Gaze Mills had 2 500-year floods within a 10-month time span. And the Army Corps of Engineers actually came in and told us that our 100-year floods are now 5-year floods. So our calculus needs to shift, and we need to adapt with the changing world around us. So in this context, removing entire hills for export to areas to do hydraulic fracturing in other areas makes no sense for anyone. Elimination of an entire ecosystem, waste of good topsoil, and export of the sand that once filtered and stored our water, as well as all the noise, dust, night lights, and divided communities is the cost we pay here for a few temporary jobs. In Pennsylvania, Texas, and Oklahoma, and other areas where they do fracking, the costs are much higher. Globally, we're looking at an accelerated climate disruption as the cost of fracking and the methane emissions it causes. Crawford Stewardship Project is here to promote sustainable land use, environmental justice, and local control of our natural resources, or as Bill Greendeer says, the gifts we are blessed to receive. And we're really excited to see all the people here that are getting involved in these really important conversations. We want to see municipalities pushed by engaged citizens. We want to see democracy working for the people, and we support a ban as one of the ways to make that happen. Although that's not the route we took in Crawford County, we fully support other communities deciding for themselves how they want to manage their economies, manage their future, and plan for the changing climate. We hope that everyone will become involved in these discussions, and as a community of caring neighbors, we can find the best solutions for a challenging future. Thank you.
Thank you, Forrest. Linda, come on up. From Families Against Energy Extraction Free.
Yeah, so hello, I'm Linda Riddle. 1 year ago, I relocated back to the Mississippi River Valley for family living and natural living, and there's nowhere else that I would rather be. So today, I'm here to speak on behalf of Families Resisting Energy Extraction, also known as FREE. FREE stands in support of this alliance and joins the call to address climate change by banning industrial frac sand mining and fracking. In Winona County, Houston County, La Crosse, Jackson, Eau Claire, and every county in Wisconsin and Minnesota where the intent is to continue or begin dangerous frac sand mining, FREE supports the call for a ban. It's not only a Wisconsin problem, it's happening in Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Throughout the United States, we have a very serious problem. Families and communities are harmed, even destroyed, by this industry as they take our sand after leveling the bluffs and transport to fracking locations in places like Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, Pennsylvania, as well as North Dakota. To add insult to injury, we have leaking pipelines and unsafe rail cars that were never intended to carry highly explosive oil and other hazardous materials. These dangerous chemical concoctions sometimes fall directly into our rivers and streams, including the mighty Mississippi, as we have seen recently firsthand. Please realize we're fighting one industry, fracking, oil transport, and frac sand mining, yet it's decentralized so that it often looks like multiple industries, sometimes pitching neighbor against neighbor. As is often the case with the energy industry, we pay enormous costs and put our people, communities, rivers, streams, and bluffs in harm's way, all for the profit of a few. And make no mistake, it's profit-driven. If there wasn't huge profit, it would not be happening. It's now time for the people of Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Pennsylvania, and all across the nation, well, as well as Canada, where we have massive fires that are approaching oil fields, to link together and fight back by addressing climate change through a ban on frac sand mining and rapidly develop renewable energies. Thank you. I'm really lucky. I get to stand up here and read a statement from an organization, a national and international organization that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is Witness for Peace. Witness for Peace is a politically independent, nationwide grassroots organization. Witness for Peace mission is to support peace, justice, and sustainable economies in the Americas by changing U.S. policies and corporate practices that contribute to poverty and oppression in Latin America and the Caribbean. Witness for Peace Midwest endorses and supports the goals of the Alliance, and we join them in calling on our country to address climate change by banning frac sand mining and fracking and rapidly develop renewable energy. In our work throughout the Americas, Witness for Peace Midwest sees non-renewable resource extraction as the source of vast environmental disruption. And